story that my brother told me. My grandfather, Wendell Gunning, worked for CN Rail, and he worked for the railroad all his life. And three generations of Gunnings, my grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather, all worked for the railroad. I sort of joked that I became a guitar player because they ripped all the tracks up. Yeah, and back years ago, I guess when there was lots of poverty, well, there's just as much in this day and age, if not more, but sadly, in our society, in this day and age, it goes unnoticed, right in the middle of cities, and it's things like that. So it's, but Pictou County was a small area back then too. Everybody would know who was having it tough, which ones had kids, and that sort of thing. And you'd see the kids and the families on the way home from school, or parents, or whatever, walking the railroad tracks looking for coal that had come off the trains. And they wouldn't leave the coal there. They'd take the coal, put it in their bags, and take it home. And they'd put the coal into the kitchen stove to try to warm the house up. And so it wasn't that they did it for sport. It was that they needed it. They were cold. And I think my grandfather sort of was getting to him. You could see that he knew certain families were having it tough that lived right along the railroad tracks, and he and another guy that he worked with, I guess without saying a word, just kind of nodded their heads and started shoveling coal off the train one day. Going by these houses, and it became a bit of a tradition around Pictou County with the guys there. And my grandfather didn't see anything wrong with it. Figured, well, it's just black and white to him. But CN Rail's not going to miss a little bit of coal. Shovel full of coal here and there, and these families need it. And they're starving and freezing. And so that's just how he saw it. And this job since I was 15, on the salt steel line, running on steam, cutting through the woods to the mill stations and towns, through the wind and rain beating down. Got my share of problems that I won't share. That's just the way that it goes round here. There's food on our plates, clothes on our backs, and that's more than I can say for some folks along these tracks. Ooh, shoveling coal from this train. Ooh, shoveling coal from this train. Before the sun rises, I'm back in my boots, and I'm killing time for some old railway tune. It's been a long winter, it's been cold as hell. We'll stop for lunch when the clock strikes 12. And when the work gets tough, the money stays the same. Yet we hold on to things that haven't changed. For all the ones without a chance to give back, we do this job even though they never ask. Ooh, shoveling coal from this train. Ooh, shoveling coal from this train. Sometimes I get mean when I'm drinking. I'm not a man you wanna cross, but I won't see a child go hungry or face a winter frost. As we pass by these troubled shacks, we try to ease their pain. We dig the shovels way down deep, no need to explain. Ooh, shoveling coal from this train. Ooh, shoveling coal from this train. Well, I've been retired now for a year. I still hear that engine ringing in my ears. The train still smokes, that whistle blows, and I watch my TV and sit here by the stove. When I'm on my way to the liquor store, I run into folks taking money for the poor. I reach in my pocket and dig for change and hand it out, no need to explain. Help me shovel. Ooh, shoveling coal from this train. Ooh, shoveling coal from this little ladder. Ooh, shoveling coal from this shovel harder. Ooh, shoveling coal. Shoveling coal from this train. Ooh, shoveling coal from this train. Ooh, shoveling coal from this train. Ooh, shoveling coal from this train. Thanks a lot. Thanks so much. Great to be back. Thanks.